Welcome to Muse After Hours. I am Kyan Davis. I'm the owner of Muse Extension Lounge in Olympia, Washington.
And I am Julia Ward, owner of Muse Extension Lounge in Arizona.
At Muse Extension Lounge, we specialize in luxury hair extensions, but we created this podcast to share our journey of entrepreneurship with you.
Yes, we feel like we have so much value, not only inside of the industry of hair and hair extensions, but truly for any entrepreneur. We've been through so much and we love sharing what's worked and what hasn't worked, but we also tell all sorts of fun stories, style, life, fun restaurants, and just experiences together because at Muse, we become the best of friends, employees and our Muse babes.
All right, babes. So with that, let's dive in. Welcome back.
Welcome back in sunny Arizona.
I'm still here.
She just is living here now. In fact, actually, I have been trying to woo her. If Kyan, sorry, Washington, don't worry, you have her.
Don't worry.
But I also would just love for her to live here, even if it's like part-time.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, it's not totally out of the realm of possibilities that I travel back and forth maybe every 8 weeks or something.
it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, who doesn't want to live here? I keep telling, because I always say Mondays are for working outside because I love being outside. I love the feeling of the sun beating on me.
It's so beautiful out right now.
Yeah, so I'm like, Kyan, see, this could be your life too.
You could work outside all the time.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a couple months where it's hot. So, you have to be a little more mindful about when you come outside but it's the opposite of Washington.
Yeah.
Washington, you can really only be outside for 2 to 3 months.
A few months. And then the rest of the time it's gray and cloudy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. She's kind of wooing me a little bit.
Right? You get 9 to 10 months here where you can just be outside all the time.
Yeah. And being together now, it has me so excited for June because we're going to the Salt Flats.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to be doing a photo shoot and I'm so excited. It's going to be Muse AZ and Muse Washington both together in the Salt Flats and it's going to be amazing.
You guys, this is such a big deal. So we have actually done a photo shoot in the Salt Flats before, and we're utilizing the same photographer. Her name is Meg, and she is so talented, so incredible. Backcountry imagery. Follow her on Instagram. And also Bree, because she does the video side of it, and they're both going to be there.
Yay! I didn't know Bree was going to be there.
Yes.
That's so fun.
And they create magic.
Yeah, the last photo shoot we did there, it was 3 years ago now, I think. Yeah, 3 years ago. It was some of my favorite photos because the Salt Flats are so beautiful. Just the backdrop for our photos was incredible.
It's basically all white. Everything is white.
And it's so pretty because there's the hills in the background. Yeah. And
have you seen our brand? Have you seen our aesthetic?
Do you know what our aesthetic is? Neutrals. So an all white landscape for our photos is amazing.
Neutral. On neutral. On neutral. On neutral.
Mm-hmm. I was telling Julia that my wardrobe at this point is just all beige. Just all different shades of beige.
They're so boring. But you know what? It's so aesthetic.
It is because it's such the perfect backdrop for this amazing hair.
Right.
It just makes the hair
don't
pop.
Want to take away from the hair. No, hello.
No. So Salt Flats, so excited. I've only talked about little ideas we want to do, but we really need to sit down and plan some looks because they have to be epic.
Epic. Because it's not very often where we get both teams together and we love each other so much and we're so much more than just coworkers. We are a family. And so it's really important to us that everybody's always united, even if we have some states separating us. We have a group Voxer where we all sorts of shenanigans back and forth. The stuff we post in there is ridiculous.
There's a lot of
it not work related things.
At this point, I feel like it's evolved over time. It used to be a lot of work stuff when you were here, but then now that we have the 2 locations, it's really just a place for us to all talk and have fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of hot men.
I was going to say, there's a lot of like Harry Styles, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in there.
Maddie Healy.
Oh, Maddie Healy, Julia's new obsession. Not so new anymore. It's about a year, but she loves Maddie Healy now.
Right. But like Vic is one that got me into Maddie Healy. And I first thought she was crazy, but
it was after the concert. You just have to see him live in concert. You have to see the Riz.
The Riz is real. It is real.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we are so excited to have both the teams together because so you've met Cammie, my newest assistant, a few times now, and I just met Sela, Julia's new assistant, this past weekend, but none of my other employees in Washington have met Sela yet, so it's gonna be so fun to like introduce everybody to each other and just have some
get along so well.
Yeah, I know already they're gonna be trouble together.
Trouble. We're gonna have to keep those girls in line.
Yeah,
and Shane. Shane always needs to be kept in line. Sorry, Shane.
But speaking
he's a wanderer.
He's a wanderer. We have to rope him in.
It's like a little social butterfly.
Yes,
I'm like,
he
Shane.
just wants to go talk to everybody here and there. But we love it.
We do. We love him. We love him so dearly. But yeah, so we're going to be in this Airbnb together in the Salt Flats.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It's
the
so
coolest
pretty.
house.
So it's team bonding, but it's also photo shoot time. And at Muse, let me tell you, we freaking love our photo shoots.
Yes, because we're posting every single day. If you know from last week's episode, we talked about daily foreign marketing. We have to have so much content. And so we do, at this point, like quarterly photo shoots pretty much. And so the content we get from these photo shoots is amazing.
Yeah. And it's so important for our brand. And we're going to be staying in this house and one of our dear friends is coming. So I have this friend, we just call her an honorary Muse babe. So she's also a trainer with Natural Beaded Rose. Her name is Courtney at Rose Gold Beauty.
Follow her. If you're in Idaho and you need some banging hair.
Yeah. Idaho Falls. She is fantastic, but she's also a soul sister. I'm telling you what, like,
oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Oh, we are like entrepreneurship besties. And so she was actually with me when we were about to book it. And she was like, I need branding photos.
I want to go.
She's like, can I come? I was like, yeah, girl. I will hook you up with Meg. You'll stay with us and we'll work out all the details.
Yeah. So it's going to be so fun. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. It's going to be an absolute blast. So what are we talking about today?
Yeah. So speaking of new team members, we wanted to talk about hiring in this episode. And I am fairly new to hiring. I've only been a business owner since October. So not even a full year. But within that time, I have hired my first employee, Cammie. And so it's fresh in my brain. And obviously, Julia, you've been a business owner, salon owner for how many years now? Do you want to say? We'll just say a long time.
I mean, I started like booth renting back in like 2006.
Yeah. And then when did you hire your first employee?
In 2009.
Yeah. So Julie has lots of experience hiring employees. So I thought it would be good just to kind of bounce off each other and talk about like what we look for when we're hiring someone and
what our process
is. So yeah. Let's start there. What is our process?
Yeah. So we have a pretty grueling process. It's not grueling. It's just in depth.
It's in depth.
So the first thing we require is for somebody to send us a video. Mm-hmm. It's a 2 to 3 minute video just telling us about yourself and why you think you would be a good fit at Muse. Mm-hmm. And this video is so important.
So important.
It definitely makes people nervous, but that's a good thing. Like if you're not nervous, you don't care enough.
No.
So, but it's important for us to be able to just catch the vibe before we move forward with anything else. Like
see your personality a little bit. And yeah,
because we don't want to waste anybody's time and nobody wants their time wasted. So if we get your personality through a video, that helps us know right away if we're going to move on with the rest of our process.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So after we get that video, if it's a good vibe, we feel like it's going to go well, then next step is just a one-on-one interview with either myself or Julia, depending on where you're at. And that, I feel like it's a pretty typical like interview. We're just kind of seeing like where your headspace is at, what your goals are for your career, talk about like past job experiences, just typical kind of interview stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And also during that interview, like I think I can be slightly scary because I am not messing around. Like we are a small boutique salon and we obviously have two, one in Washington and one in Arizona. Our culture is exceedingly important.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't bring just anybody in. Cayenne doesn't bring just anybody in. And we're looking for a good fit when it comes to personality, when it comes to life goals. But also we're looking for somebody that's going to stay. This isn't your regular job. This isn't like getting a job at Dry Bar.
Yeah, no, because we invest so much into our employees. We're not looking for someone who's just here for just a job.
Yeah, no, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a culture.
We're wanting someone who's investing in themselves, in their future, because of everything we pour into this person. We want to help them grow. We want it to be a long-term relationship. We're not looking just for someone to be here for like a couple months.
No, absolutely not.
No.
So during that, we learn a lot about whoever we're interviewing. And it's not like one of those weird corporate interviews where it's like,
all the weird questions.
In this situation, if you had the phone ringing and you had a client asking you for water and blah, 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 what would you do first? Like, no, absolutely not. We're talking about life goals, long-term goals, past experiences in salons, what they're looking for inside of a salon culture, what they're looking for inside of their career, all of these types of things, and really just getting to know that person one-on-one. Yeah. So from there, if it still feels like a good fit, then we invite that person back for what we call a culture fit interview. This interview is so important.
Yeah, I would say I mean, they're all important steps of the process, but this one I feel like is like kind of on the top. It's so important.
And I always say it's not just for us, it's for the person we're interviewing as well. It's so important that they feel like they can see themselves in this space. They feel like they can see themselves doing this work and working with us as coworkers because we're tight and we become a family. Like, our salons aren't big. I think Cayenne's is 1,100.
Yeah.
1,100 square feet?
Yes.
And mine is just over 900 square feet. So you get real close.
Yeah. There's nowhere to run and hide.
There's really not. And because of the nature of what we do, it's a very social business. And so we get to know each other very quickly through, our clients and their stories and us giving feedback. And it just is honestly the most fun work environment ever. Like, I cannot tell you how many clients we have had that say, I wish I could quit my career and work here.
Yeah. So many times. Even, clients, everyone, we just have such a good time. And so that's why this culture fit is so important, because for us, for them, but also for our other employees too, because if there's someone that's not jiving together, it's not going to be a good fit. We're not going to bring someone in who's going to disrupt the culture that we have, because it is so important.
It really is. And we want our employees to know that they are involved and they have a voice. And so after we do this culture fit interview, we talk to them and we're like, what do you think? Like, do you see yourself working with this person? Did you see any red flags? Are you like all of those questions? Because it's really important that they always feel comfortable and safe in their work environment.
Yeah, that's so important to me. I tell Vic and Cami all the time, like this, like open communication is so important to me. I want there to always be like a safe space for them to come to me with literally anything. And so that includes the culture. And if something's not working right, then they need to bring that to me so that we can fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is our interview process. And it seems like a lot. It's a 3-step process. And then of course, after that, we ask for references, we call references just to do our due diligence, because I mean, we've all had, as entrepreneurs, employers, those past experiences that you're like, why didn't I
Like,
call
what
references?
happened there?
Or like, I don't know, maybe sometimes do background checks.
Yeah, I mean, we have crazy stories, and
Yeah.
that is just a tip. We'll give you that. Take that tip. Do
Yeah.
background check. That is the takeaway from that little blurb. So from there, let's talk about what we look for in an employee and qualities and things that we're trying to pick out when we're doing all of these interviews in this process.
So we are looking for, because 9.999 times out of 10, your entry point, even if you're an experienced artist, you start as one of our assistants. And this is so important because this is like the groundwork of even being able to do hair extensions, is knowing our process, knowing how we color extensions, really understanding our customer service, how we treat our guests. So having somebody that is very flexible, that doesn't mind taking direction from a few different people, because they're not just assisting us as the owner, they're also assisting the other artists.
Yeah.
People that are quick learners.
Yes.
Their work ethic is incredible, because we don't do the whole like calling in to work sick thing very well unless it's like you're actually sick. Being reliable, coming to work on time.
Yeah, detail oriented. And also just like personality qualities I'm looking for. Yes, someone who's going to be open to feedback, because that is how we grow. We have to be able to take constructive criticism and not take it personally. So that is super important. Someone who is, just very quick learner. That helps so much, honestly, with assisting. So being a quick learner, being very observant. That is crucial.
Yeah. And also being incredibly dedicated to their own career growth, because they are going to be taking education through natural beaded rose. Like right now, my newest assistant, Sela, she is in phase 1, and she is a very, very, very quick learner. She's an experienced artist behind the chair, but she really did not mind taking a big step back in order to take 100 steps forward. Mm-hmm. And so she is my assistant right now. But she is, where she was like as a colorist and a regular hairdresser, like far beyond assisting, but she understands this is a world I don't know. And this is where I have to begin so that I can get to know it and become a master. And I'm telling you what, if there's anybody that is observant, it is Sela. Oh my gosh. She is in an earshot from anything and everything. She could be in the very, very back of the salon, and my client will be like, she just texted me. That's funny. Her ears are burning. My client could be like, oh, can I get some water? And they'll say it like so quietly. She's like,
she has it.
Water right there. Any tiny detail. Mm-hmm. She remembers the craziest stuff too. I will tell her like, don't let me forget to blah, blah, blah. Or like at the beginning of the day, I'll be like, hey, do you mind grabbing some content of this, this, and this? I never have to remind her. She just does. I will have forgotten. And then I see her with my phone getting content of the exact thing I asked her. Mm-hmm. Well, she's multitasking and has a million things to do. She doesn't forget a thing. So that is like the exemplary. Mm-hmm. Is that a word? Exemplary? I
don't know.
She exemplifies.
There you go.
Exactly what we are looking for inside of being assistant. And talk about Cammie and some of the personality traits she has.
Yeah, same thing with Cammie. She's so detail oriented. Cammie is my first hire that I've ever done. And I just feel so proud of myself because she is amazing. And so I'm so glad that we found her. But she is so detail oriented. She's so willing to learn and open to feedback. And she also, something that is so important for not just salon owners, but any business owner to look for, is someone who cares about your brand and is also wanting to help the growth of your brand, because you want them to be on board with where you're going with your business. And Cammie is so on board with that, and someone who trusts me and my vision. And so that is what you want to look for as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree with that. Somebody that loves your brand almost as much as you do, which they were obviously attracted to you to begin with. But to carry that out, I mean, that's like honestly how Cayenne and I are even just sitting next to each other right now.
That's how I am where I am now. I think because at one point I told Juliet, like, I love Muse so much. Like, I want to stay with Muse because it was going to get to a point where I was already stylist, I was booked, and then it was like, okay, and I'm the type of person I'm looking for, like, what's the next thing I can achieve? What's the next milestone? But then I was having this like fight within myself because most people would think, okay, you get to that point and then you branch off on your own and then make your own brand and start your own salon or whatever. But I didn't want to do that because I loved Muse so much and I wanted to stay with Muse.
Yeah, and it showed the way she excelled as like she was only my assistant for I think 4 months, and that's the quickest anybody's ever just moved on. And I could trust her wholeheartedly. Like, she was doing hair just as good as me, if not better in some ways, in some cases. Like, she is so detail oriented. It is insane. Her beadwork is stunning. Like, her pictures, sometimes I'm like, damn, Cayenne, you're better than me at
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Like, at certain things, you know, but that's also a sign of a good leader is like,
yeah,
I have done my job if people who I have mentored become better than me.
Or excelling.
Yeah.
So that could be, maybe we should do another podcast on that.
Yeah.
Leadership.
We will. We'll do another podcast on that. But this process is super important. So if you are in need of an employee, don't just hire quickly. What's the saying?
No.
Fast to fire, slow to hire?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yes. Slow to hire, fast to fire. Take your time and come up with your own process, or copy ours, use ours. But having those over the years and all the ways that I've hired people, this has worked the best, especially once I implemented the video, because you're not going to get any riffraff. Don't mind that term.
No,
riffraff.
You're going to find someone who's serious, because if they're willing to take the time to send this video to you, you know nothing about them, they know nothing about you, then it's someone you know who's serious to consider for the position.
Yeah, not everybody's just going to hop on a video and send it to you. Like, it's going to be a rare few. And so it just, you know, it's kind of a similar way of like our application process, even to be our guest. You create these refined processes and it really weeds out anybody that might not be a good fit. So we hope this helps. We hope this inspires you. We hope you can implement this some way and somehow inside of your business. And of course, if you guys have any questions around this, DM us. If you have any subjects you'd like to talk or us to talk about, DM us. Of course, follow us on all of our socials at Muse Extension Lounge, at JuliaWard.Muse,
at Cayenne.Muse. And if you're interested in being a guest with us and hanging out in the salon and having fun with us, then go to MuseExtensionLounge.com.
All right, everybody, take care and happy hiring.
Bye.